In our earlier class, we talked about free space management. So, when we were calling it as free space management, there will be two views. One view we are going to call it as user view. Another we are going to call it as system. So, user view, we see that our program is going to be continuous and CPU was executing only our programs. In this model, we are going to pick up. But as far as system view is going to be taken up. So system view, it goes with scattering or partitioning the program based upon the availability of the free space. So it does make a relation by creating a page table. After it creates a page table, thereby it maps the free frames towards the pages. So that is how it goes with the free space management. Fine. Now, in this class, we are going to emphasize on a new word called as associative memory. Associative memory. The other name of associative memory, we are going to call it as cache memory. And the other name of associative memory or a cache memory, we are going to call it as TLBs. That is translation, look, aside, buffers. Translation, look aside, buffers. So you are aware that either a register or a buffer, they are going to store up a temporary storage of allocation, and that allocation, it is going to be raised with this CPU, raised by the addresses with the CPU. So associative memory or cache memory or translation look aside buffers, they are going to have a fast access. You have fast access time, and it is going to be measured in some nanoseconds, etc. And the association, it goes with a technique called as searching. It goes with a technique called as searching for a page in a page table. Searching for a page in a page table. So that was the primary way of getting a data. So we call that one as high-speed memory. We are going to call it as some high-speed memory. And this high-speed memory, it is going to make up a search operation, and it is going to generate a fast access, and that fast access, it is going to be measured in some nanoseconds, etc. So, one more word, associative memory. Another word, associative. Association in sense, it do has a word called as failing. It do has a word called as failing. So, what it is going to fail? It is going to fail a page number with a frame number. It is going to pair up a page number with a frame number. So with that intention, it is going to look up with both the page and a frame. So having a glimpses of translation look aside buffers or cache memory or associative memory, whatever people call, all the three are the synonyms, and all the three, they are going to be given up with a word called as translation look aside buffers. So what is the advantages? Advantage 1, it is going to be used for searching. Advantage 2, it is going to have high speed CPU access. Advantage number 3, it is going to take up fast access towards memory, and that too, it is going to be measured in nanoseconds. We have seconds, milliseconds, microseconds. Now we are going to measure the item in nanoseconds. So to generate an address towards this nanoseconds speed, now we are going to use this translation look aside buffers. Then we are going to call it as a buffer management. Obviously, it is going to store up temporary storage of data. It is going to give up only the temporary storage of data, only that information is going to be volatile. So if there is a power loss, obviously data is going to be lost. Fine. Now, we had an idea of cache memory. And cache memory, we were mentioning, it is a intermediate storage. That means the organization was register, followed by cache, followed by primary memory, and followed by secondary memory. So I can draw a triangle, I can draw a pyramid like this. As far as size is going to be concerned, registers are small size, little bigger size of cache memory, little bigger size of primary memory, and little bigger size is secondary memory. As far as speed is going to be concerned, secondary memory is little lesser than primary memory is little lesser than cache memory, and cache memory was lesser than register access. That means, as far as storage is going to be concerned, in secondary storage devices, the content is going to be in gigabytes or it is going to be in terabytes. Some 500 GB or 1 or 2 terabytes. In this way, storage is going to be interpreted. Whereas the physical memory is going to be concerned, it is going to be random access memory. That means it can be some 4 GB RAM, it can be 8 GB RAM, like that. Thereby, we have cache memory, which can be some 2 power 32 up to power 64, like this, 2 power 16. So in this way, items are going to be with a 2 power n exponential. So where cache memory is going to be organized. Followed by the register, it can be 16-bit register, it can be 8-bit register, or it can be some 32-bit register. So in this model, register is going to have its size. So as far as speed is going to be concerned, registers work more faster than cache works more faster than primary memory, and primary works more than secondary memory. As far as storage is going to be concerned, registers holds lesser storage than cache holds lesser storage than RAM, and RAM holds lesser storage than hard disk. That is nothing but the secondary storage. So this was the hierarchy what it is going to be interpreted. Now, between cache and between random access memory, there is one more item. We are going to call it as place table. There is one more item which it is going to have a place table, and place table it is going to be associated in the physical memory itself. Place table it is going to be associated in the primary memory or in the physical memory, etc. So this is how we are now going to interpret it. Now, why we are going to use a cache? The cache content plus it is going to do a search. That search is very fast, maybe nanosecond search, right? So to do a search, we are going to use this cache. Now, when the cache is going to be illustrated, we do have two terms. One we are going to call it as cache hit, another we are going to call it as cache miss. One we are going to call it as cache hit, another we are going to call it as cache miss. That means I am searching for an item. That is, CPU is going to search an item, and if that item was found, in the cache, then it is going to say it as cache hit. Similarly, CPU is going to search for an item, and that item is not found in cache. then we are going to call the operation as miss, cache miss. Okay, but in operating system, we are not going to call it as cache. We have to call this one as translation look aside buffers. We have to call it as translation look aside buffers. So now let us replace cache with TLBs. Let us replace cache with TLBs. So we are going to call it as TLB hit and we are going to call it as TLB miss. So instead of cache hit, instead of cache miss, we are going to replace the words as TLB hit and TLB miss. So the most frequent items, I can say most frequent items needed for CPU, they are going to be stored as pages and they are going to be occupied in the TLBs. The most frequent items, whatever needed by the CPU, those items, they are going to be put into the translation look aside buffers. And one more interesting thing was, the search will be in parallel. The search will be in parallel. That is the most important thing we have to take down. If it is going to have 8 bytes, all the 8 pages, they have to be searched parallelly at one instance. So that is the reason why we are drawing this arrow mark here. So all the pages what they are going to be associated, those items are going to be searched in parallel. So that is the advantage of parallel search. We are going to call it as an associative search or associative memory. Fine. We calculate TLB hit, we calculate TLB miss. That means CPU was asking for a page inside the TLBs. If it is going to be found, obviously we say it as hit. If it is not found, we are going to call it as miss. 2 items. Okay. With this hit and miss, how we are going to find the access time? How we are going to find the access time means we do find an access time with the word called as hit ratio. With the word called as hit ratio. So how is this hit ratio identified? How is this hit ratio identified? It is going to be identified with TLB hit by TLB hits plus TLB miss. So the access time is going to compute the hit ratio. How we are going to compute the hit ratio means we are going to compute an item is found in the TLB. Yes, it is hit. Item is not found in the TLB. We say the item is not found and we are going to call it as TLB miss. So with these two primitives, one hit and the miss, now we are going to compute the hit ratio. How do we compute the hit ratio? We do have a formula. That formula was translation look aside buffers hit divided by translation location buffers hit plus TLB miss. So let us say there are 25 chances. There are 100 chances. 100 chances. So I can say miss is equals to some 20, hit is equals to 80. If there are like this, there is 100 chances, and in that 100 chances, assume miss is equals to 20, hit is equals to 80. Now, what is the hit ratio value? Total number of hits 80 divided by total number of hits 80 plus how much misses are there? That is 20. So total, I can say 80 by 100. Now I am going to get it as 80%. 80% is going to be the hit ratio. So how do I compute the hit ratio? It is computed with TLB hit by TLB hit plus TLB miss. Assume an example with 100 chances. So 80% it went off and 20 disconnect. So obviously you say 80 plus 20 by 80. So we do have this 80% scenario. Fine. The question arises for us. Okay, CPU was searching for an item. Item was found in TLB. Then we say it is TLB hit and it goes and hits into the memory. Fine. How to solve an issue if TLB miss occurs? Okay, so the next scenario was TLB hit. Yes, it is going to map the TLB to the frame. It is going to map to the TLB to the frame. Get the address from physical memory. It is done. Okay, what should I do if TLB miss is going to happen? What should I do if TLB miss is going to happen? Very simple. So TLB doesn't have the data. So instead of searching the TLB, you go and search into the page table. Instead of searching into the TLB, you go and search into the page table. Okay, that was the first solution proposed. I'm searching for an item in TLB. I found it. I get the data. Now, second scenario. Item was not found. What should I do? So don't search in this associative memory. You go to the page table and you will find the data. So if the TLB miss is going to happen, then searching page table. Searching page table and then map the frame and then map the frame to the page. So this was the solution when a TLB miss is going to happen. Got it? So now let us look into this example. So translation, look aside, buffers. We do have TLBs. So in TLB, CPU it is going to generate the logical address and physical memory. That is the random access memory. It is going to generate the physical addresses. Now we have a pairing mechanism. What was the pairing mechanism? The pairing mechanism was between page number and frame number. We have association. What was that association? It is with P and it is with F. For every corresponding page, we have a corresponding frame. For every corresponding page, we have a corresponding frame. So we do this P and F, P and F, P and F, P and F. So in this way, we are going to make a merging operation to do search. How is this search done? Search is going to be done in parallel. Search is going to be done in parallel. So if there are 6 pages, at a time 6 pages is going to be searched. If there are 6 pages, at a time 6 pages are going to be searched. So that was the advantage of using the associative and that too to make a pairing between page number and the frame number. So we made a page, frame, so that it is going to be a page and that page is going to be searched parallelly. So take it out. Next one. Displacement either at the CPU nor at the physical memory is same. Displacement either at the CPU nor at the physical memory, displacement will remain same. Why? Why there is no variation of displacement? Why displacement is same in page is same in frame? Very simple reason. Because page size is equals to frame size. Because size of a page is equals to size of a frame. There is no, the chunk is going to be fixed. the partition is going to be fixed. So if doesn't mean that if you are going to have a physical address or you are going to have a virtual address, whatever it is. But of course, conversion between logical space to address space happens with the help of a page table, with the help of a translation UKSI buffers, but the size doesn't vary. So that is the reason why displacement is going to be same either at the left hand or at the right hand, either at the CPU generated addresses or the memory unit generated addresses. So displacement is going to be same. Fine. I am asking for a page. Page is going to be tracked. Page is going to be tracked. Associated frame is identified, and that frame is going to be taken up. That means I search for a page, and page is found. I am going to call it as translation UKSI buffers page. I am going to call it as translation UKSI buffer hit. So I search for a page. Associated frame is going to be found. Then I am going to call it as translation UKSI buffer hit, TLB hit. Then I go to the physical address, dump the frame, and get it to the CPU. That is done. Second idea. What if page is not found in the TLB? What if page is not found in the TLB? So if immediately if there is not found, what we are going to call was, we call it as TLB miss. We call it as TLB miss. That means don't search in the TLB. Don't search in the TLB. You search in the page table. Don't search in the TLB. You search in the page table. So here pages are going to be searched. Associated frame is going to be taken up, and again physical address is going to be generated. So high speed content, most frequent items, they are going to be placed in TLBs. If the item is found, we call it as TLB hit. If the item is not found, we call it as TLB miss. What happens if I do TLB miss? Okay, search in the page table, pick up the associated frame towards the page, generate the frame address, and basically put the same. So that it is going to happen for this page table towards the TLB miss. Next one. We talked about TLB hit. We talked about TLB miss. Another scenario was how TLB was organized. How TLB was organized. TLB was organized with memory management unit algorithms. TLB was organized with memory management unit algorithms. We call them as page replacement algorithms. We call them as page replacement algorithms. We have this topic. We will have a detailed explanation. We will have a lab experiments for that, which will be coming in a couple of classes later. So, page replacement algorithms will be least recently used, first in, first out. There are some other examples of page replacement algorithms. So, using that, new pages are going to be updated, going to be replaced with the TLBs. So, if there is a free page, that means availability is there, then update the frame. If the availability is there, how do I say availability is there? Assume the cells are going to be empty. I am going to have only 4 items. These 2 items are going to be free. At that stage, I am going to say there is an availability, and now I can put the new things into the TLB because TLB is free. What to do if the TLB is full? What to do if the TLB is full? The solution was go for page replacement algorithms. The solution was go for page replacement algorithms using least recently used using first in first out, you replace one of them associated value, that is page and frame, you replace it, that is you swap the items from the page table to TLB rows so that the new page, whatever it is going to get after TLB, this will be placed into the key. Got it? So item is found, I'm giving. Item is not found. I search it. I brought the item. Item is available with me. But TLB is full. What to do? I have to give to CPU. So I should replace something here. How can I replace? I can replace with page replacement algorithms, create a cell there and update it. So that is what the solution is going to be proposed in this translation UKSI buffers. The main intention was CPU should execute more instructions. The main intention was CPU should execute more instructions. Another intention was the access towards the memory should be very fast. The access towards the memory should be very fast. So for that, two basic items, the translation UKSI buffers are going to be introduced. Fine. After TLBs, we have to talk about the protection mechanism. We have to talk about the protection mechanism, which it is going to be associated in this translation UKSI buffers. So, association, it is going to happen between pages. Association, it is going to happen between frames. First of all, CPU is going to search for an item in the TLB. If the TLB has it, then it is going to give it back to the CPU. There is no issues. We call it as TLB hit. Okay? If the item was not found in the TLB, that means there is an issue. We call it as TLB miss. What should we do? Instead of searching in the TLB, go and search in the page table. Definitely item will be found in page table. Okay, I found that item, I have to give it to CPU. What should I do? Okay, then TLB is not full, put it into the empty item. If TLB is full, again what should I do? So you make a replacement. How do I make a replacement? Use page replacement algorithms. What algorithm should I use? Use FIFO, first in first out. Use least frequently used. I have 10 items, one item I am not using for 1 month, so that item is least be used. So replace that item. So in this way, we are going to use the memory management algorithms to replace the items. So this will be taken up again in a special class with some examples. Okay, now let us talk about one more item, that is called as protection. Protection, it is going to be associated with two bits. One we are going to call it as value, another we are going to call it as invalid bit. So bit it is going to happen with two states, either high, not either low. If it is going to be valid, it is represented with 1. If it is invalid, then it is going to be represented with 0. If it is going to be represented with 1, we call it as valid bit. If it is represented as invalid, then the bit it is going to reciprocate the value as 0. That means the page is not going to be used. The page is not going to be allocated with an associative frame. Then we are going to implement in this aspect. Fine. What this invalid states, valid and invalid. Invalid states, it says it is an empty frame. It states there is an empty frame. No data is dumped into it. There is no association towards it. So we call it as invalid. Okay, I'm going to have a valid part. What should I do? So what operations I can do? You can do either a read operation, not you can do a write operation. Now, we can make some read operation or we can make some write operation. So, we can do it exclusively read operation, we can do exclusively write operation, now we can make some read or write operations. So, in this way, we are going to use this context of valid bits, and we are going to use this context of invalid bits. So I have page 0, page 1, page 2, 3, 4, and page 5. Then I have page table, and this page table is going to have a bifurcation 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 elements. So it is having in this aspect, and the association towards the physical space. This we are going to call it as physical addresses. The second item here we are going to call it as some logical addresses. Then we have a page table. These items we are going to call it as fields. 0 to 7 we call it as pages, and this cell we are going to represent either a valid bit or we are going to represent it as an invalid bit. So we do have the items as follows. We do have the items as follows. So if such is a scenario, we are going to work it out. So assume that 0, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 0, and 6. So this was the scenario what we are going to take up. So we have a logical space with all these pages. We have physical space which are going to be associated with this example. Then we have a page table. We do have pages and we do have frames. Now we have to represent for a read, write, and read write using valid bit and invalid bit, and that too we have to primitivate with a values called as zeros and ones. Okay, so second frame should be with page 0. Second frame should be with page 0. Third frame should be with page 1. Third frame should be with page 1. Fourth frame should be with page 2. Fourth frame should be with page 2. Seventh frame should be with page 3. Seventh frame should be with page 3. Eighth frame should be with page 4. Page 4. Ninth frame should be with page 5. And there is no implementation of 6, there is no implementation of 7, right? Now we are going to say the location as valid because page is associated with frame, valid. Page is associated with frame. We can do read, write, or read, write. Page is associated with frame. We can do read, write, or read, write. So valid. Eighth frame is associated with fourth page. That means it is valid so that we can do read, write, and read, write. Next, frame 9 is associated with page 5 and it is valid because we have given a room here. Now, that means we can do read operation, write operation, read, write operation and mark the bit as valid. But in this case, we are going to say value here as, we are going to mark the value as invalid. We are going to mark the value as invalid. The reason why we are going to mark 6 and 7 as invalid, because the page table is not going to be associated with the pages for page 6 and page 7. It is not associated. So that is the reason why we are going to put it as value as 0 and we are going to mark it as invalid. When we are going to call it as invalid, it says that it is empty frame. Then we are going to call it as invalid. It is going to show up as empty frame. Fine. So, continuing to our class, today we have talked about cache memory. The other name of cache memory, we call it as associative memory, or we are going to call it as translation look aside buffers. So translation look aside buffers or a register, they are going to be percolated into the logical address space. Thereby, they are going to have a support of a page table, and this page table it is going to be part of that primary. The next one, the most frequent items which are needed by the CPU, it is going to be placed into the TLBs. So CPU will search for the most frequent items in the TLB. If it is found, we are going to call it. If it is not found, then we are going to call it as TLB miss. And how it is going to decide found, how it is going to decide not found. It is going to do a searching mechanism. How it is going to do a searching mechanism? It is going to use parallel searches. At a time, all the pages are going to be searched. And how a mapping is going to be done? Association. The word itself is saying it is not single, it is needs two or more items. What is the second item? It is going to be a page with page followed by a frame. So identify a page, correspond to the respective frame, add the displacement, you get the value in the memory. Identify the page, correspond it to a frame, because P comma F is a page, and thereby you take it up, add it up with the displacement, take it to the physical memory, you get it. Okay, that is all happening with found. What should I do if I'm going to say not found? Okay, repeat the same process, but instead of doing it in the TLBO, do it into the paste table. So instead of doing it in the translation look aside buffers alias cache memory alias associative memory, you do it in the paste table. So if you are doing it in the paste table, definitely you will percolate the same associated value from page to the frame. So that is how TLBO is handled. Next one, how this protection is going to be associated. Protection will happen for read, write, and read, write, and the content is going to be available in the logical space. It is going to be valid and it is matched to the physical space. If the content is not available, not reciprocated into the paste table, thereby there is no availability of the space here, we are going to mark it as invalid. That we are going to give it as C. So this is all for today. Thank you for joining. In tomorrow's class, we'll be talking about the structure of a page table with different tricks. Yeah. Thank you. You can leave the class. So we are stopping the recording.